Podcast, episode 470. Hey everybody, welcome back to episode 470 of the 10-Minute Jazz Lesson Podcast. It's a new month. You know what that means? New series. And this month we are going to put rhythm first. You know, we always hear this, put rhythm first. Rhythm is everything. And I think still, even though I've put out a bunch of stuff about rhythm, I think that we can do more with it. We can work a little bit harder to actually put rhythm front and center. And that's what we're going to do this month. So what we're going to do is we're going to investigate this rhythm called the Charleston. And if you don't know, this is one of sort of the bedrock rhythms in jazz. And if you sort of understand this rhythm and you can feel it on a deep, deep DNA level, then a lot of stuff is going to open up for you. So in this first episode of the month, we're going to talk about kind of why, and we're going to investigate the basic Charleston rhythm. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start to manipulate this rhythm a little bit to give you some insight into how jazz rhythm works, really, using the Charleston as our base, our frame of reference. You know, this is something that we often do in jazz. We'll pick something that's really basic, and then we'll sort of like flesh it out to something that just has a lot more meat to it and can benefit you in a whole bunch of different ways. So because this podcast is so short, I'm not going to go into like the complete history of this because we just don't have enough time. But all you need to do is Google Charleston rhythm, and you will get all this material on the history of this rhythm. But basically, in a shortened version, is kind of a phenomenon that was not just this rhythm. It actually was a dance. It was a song by James P. Johnson, and it had lyrics, and there's this amazing history to this basic idea of what the Charleston is. For our purposes, we are going to be calling a very, very specific rhythm the Charleston. And it's a really, really simple rhythm on the surface, but it has these far, far-reaching implications. So on the surface, the Charleston rhythm is two notes. It consists of a note on beat 1 in a measure of 4/4 and a note on the and of 2. So it sounds like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Dot, 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 dot. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and dot, 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 dot. Now when you hear me sing it, and when I sing it, I just want to keep singing it because it is the underlying groove for so much of this music that we call jazz, right? And let's sort of think about why. Well, we know that syncopation is one of the cornerstones of jazz rhythm, right? Of originally West African music and music that came out of basically Congo Square. This is one of the quintessential feelings is you get a big note on the beat, on the downbeat, and then you get a note that's off the beat. And in essence, in my mind, that's why it works. It sort of shows you, hey, you know, we're not going to do like a 4 on the floor rhythm, dot, 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 dot. We're not going to do a bunch of notes that are on the beat, dot, 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 dot. Instead, we're going to give you one big note on the beat, but then the next note that you are going to hear is going to be off the beat, syncopated, dot, 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 dot. That's why just singing that rhythm feels like jazz, okay? It's the combination of that syncopation plus the fact that we hear this rhythm exactly, and then variations on this rhythm literally throughout the complete history of jazz and a lot of other forms of American music. So you can go and find records that were released this year, 2025, where the basis of everything that's going on is that, hey, there's a note on the beat and then there's a note off the beat. Okay, so now let's get around to what I want you to do. All right. So one of the first things, and something that I think a lot of people skip, okay, because it's too basic. Oh, I can do this. This is just way too basic for me. I want to work on something more complicated. Do not skip this step. One of the things that I'm going to include for the Patreon members this week is just a drum track that is playing the hi-hat on 2 and 4 and the Charleston rhythm on the bass drum. It sounds like this. Now, this rhythm is like that basic Charleston rhythm that I was singing to you on steroids, right? Because did you actually notice what I was doing when I was singing the Charleston initially? I was snapping my fingers on 2 and 4, right? So it's the combination of the rhythm with those accents on 2 and 4, the hi-hat closing on 2 and 4, that really makes you go, wow, oh yeah, okay, this is jazz. This is the feeling of American swing music. So your first assignment is to literally just take this backing track and sing along with it. And what I would start by doing is just singing the Charleston. Dot, 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 bop, bop, dot, dot, bop, bop, dot, dot, and making sure that you can line up with it perfectly. You want to feel like you're in the pocket with those drums. Dot, 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 dot. If you're ahead or behind, you need to sit with this track and just sing, right? Another thing you could do, you could clap along with it, because one of the major things that I think helps people swing, and I think one of the biggest things that people who are having trouble swinging don't do is to externalize the rhythm. When I say externalize, I mean like actually use your body to play the rhythm. So you could stomp your feet to the Charleston, or you could clap. Something like that, right? So you're using your voice, you're using your body to literally embody this Charleston rhythm, and you need to just make it like a part of your being. Do you notice how I'm letting it play while I'm talking? That's what you should be doing. You should be letting this thing play and feeling that it's so infectious, and you really just want to, at a moment's notice, be able to sing this rhythm, feel it, recall it. That's going to be super, super important for your ability to swing when you're playing this music. Okay, here's another thing that you can do. You can take any song that you are working on, or any song that you know that swings, and you can sing it over the top of this beat. What you're going to find is that basically any tune that has a swing feel works over this. And that's a really, really good thing to realize, right? You start to realize, oh my gosh, yeah, this is really like embedded in basically all swing music. It's really kind of illuminating. Another thing that you could do is you could put on your favorite recording of anything that swings, and you could sing the Charleston beat underneath it, okay? Those are two fantastic things to do. And you know, I'm doing something here by letting this beat play behind. It is going to be so stuck in your head by the time you finish this episode. That's exactly what I want. Okay, one more thing that you could do, and one more thing that I'm going to do for the Patreon members, is I have this drum track, and I played piano over it using the Charleston rhythm over a B-flat blues. And after you're done sort of like hanging out with just the drum track, maybe you're dancing around your house, you're playing all the rhythms, you know, on your body, you're singing the rhythms out loud, you're doing all this stuff that I asked you to do. Now what you can do is you can actually pick up your instrument and you can play over a basic B-flat blues that is really just highlighting this rhythm. So now you can actually try your skills at like improvising over this feel. Now you could hear the piano's not doing anything but that basic Charleston rhythm along with the drums. So this is really going to solidify this basic rhythm before, for the rest of the month, we start manipulating it and we start seeing all the different ways that this basic rhythm can be manipulated and can benefit us and really keep us rooted in one of the most important rhythms in jazz. All right, so get on doing that. Remember, it might seem and feel basic. I promise you, this is one of the best things you can do for yourself, especially if you're not happy with your swing feel. If you never feel like you're really swinging, your time is weird. When I hear all these other people play, they're really, really swinging. They're really in the pocket. It sounds like they really authentically sort of understand the rhythmic propulsion and can fit into that landscape really nicely. If that sounds like you, this might be one of the most important things that you could ever work on. And yes, it's basic, but a lot of the basic things in jazz are the most important things and will be the key to your success. So if you want to get your hands on all the materials, all the supporting materials from this episode, we are a listener-supported podcast, which means we don't do any kind of advertisements on the show. Instead, we rely on the people getting the benefits out of this stuff, you, the jazz student, to support us and keep this thing going. We do that through the Patreon platform in the form of a very small monthly donation. In return for that donation, you do get worksheets and practice tracks and all kinds of amazing stuff with every single episode. You also get access to our entire back catalog. So you can learn more about that and get yourself signed up for instant access to everything by going to our website, 10minutejazzlesson.com, and clicking on one of the Patreon banners, or you can go to patreon.com and you could search for the 10-Minute Jazz Lesson. You will see all of the stuff over there, the different donation levels, and all the information on what you get. Thank you so much if you choose to do that. That's really a big deal. Again, that's how we keep these shows coming out. And of course, to everybody over there supporting us, thank you. We could not do this without you. All right, everybody, I'm excited to hear some of your feedback on this episode and just have fun with this stuff. It should be fun. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.